Hey Dave, are you ready?
Let's go! You want to do a saber?
Fighting for survival is such a boring battle. I want to get into my car, I want to drive out to Seattle, where the used record stores have much better prices. But I don't have a car, and I don't have a license. Should I take another walk to the DMV? Get another learner's permit with a picture of me. I put it in my wallet along with my $4, and the condom that's still in there that has probably expired. I'd leave home for New York, but New York is where I'm from. I'm just looking for a way to feel my life has begun. Living in the city where I'm working like a walrus, but I don't need your money, man, I'm gonna be an artist. Feeling like I wanna do whatever I feel inside. Put it all on paper and I'll hope that people buy it. And my only minor worry now is how to pay the rent. But that won't even matter when I've lost my apartment. I'll really have no worries, I'll be just like a cassette that you've taped up the tabs of to put something new on it. And when I hit record, God only knows what I will be. And if there is no God, then it's a better mystery. Fighting for survival, but I guess I must be winning. And my story is so long, I can't remember the beginning. But am I an optimist or am I a pessimist? If I see that half full, half empty cup is half full of nothingness. We're Jeffrey Lewis and the Junkyard here from New York City. Thanks for coming out to the soda bar.
I think the last time we were in San Diego was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I'm not sure when it was. But
Last and only time. Isn't that right?
really?
I think so.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. Drummer Dave.
How can it be? How can it be? Maybe use a little less of my vocal, please. Just, thank you. Tony back there, working hard. How can it be? How can it be you still love him and not me? Does it really add up mathematically? How can it be? Because I'm thinking of how I made you laugh, and I'm thinking of the love that we have, and I'm saying it's a matter of time. How long till you remember your mind? It don't make it true just cause it's where you've decided. It don't make it true just cause it's what you've decided. Oh, it's a logic that's wrong. Why are you there for so long? I just can't see nothing else except for you and myself. So how can it be? showing you guys a film.
This room's a little weirdly shaped. There's gonna be a little bit of artwork he has in his hands. I don't know if everyone can see it.
They're all right. They're cool. These guys. Look at those sparkling eyes, full of
You might only get
perceptiveness.
half the story hearing the words and not seeing the pictures.
I'm not concerned. Half of this story is plenty, let me tell you. Here's my newest film. Like all my films, rather low budget, but this is more of like a sci-fi Hollywood blockbuster type thing than the previous couple of films. Once upon a time, there was an alien inventor who traveled down to Earth because it's where her research sent her. She was trying to perfect a special sparkling appliance that would benefit her planet like all good and decent science. See, she came from one of space's very darkest outer places, where you'd barely see your tentacles in front of your own faces. On Earth, she saw right off the bat, there often were some lights, some daytime or some moonbeams or other ways to see the sights. It doesn't quite make sense, she thought. The place just seems so random. The sun is bright, my planet's dark, but Earth has both in tandem. Hoping to learn more, she parked her ship by some arcades, remembering to take her suntan lotion and some shades. She liked the way the daylight helped her see around the town, but just when she got used to it, the sun was going down. At night, she studied stars and flashlight bulbs and fireflies, but before she'd got them figured out, the sun began to rise. What a crazy planet, she thought, while resting in a park. How can they not get dizzy from all this dark, then light, then dark? Hey you, she asked, two passers-by who happened to be staring. How do you deal with night and day? I mean, if you don't mind sharing. The owl and the kid replied, you're quite a creepy creature, but since you asked so nicely, we'll explain an earthling feature. The owl said, you see, a lot of earthlings sleep a lot. Like sometimes this kid's awake at night, but most nights he's mostly not. The kid chimed in, some earthlings live nocturnally instead. Like this owl, they wake up at night when I'm fast asleep in bed. I guess that does explain some things, she thought when they had gone. And I've got some theories now to base my new machines upon. So returning home, she tested things until she had invented it. And then at a giant science fair, she proudly first presented it. To you or me, a bit of light might seem like something cheap, but to creatures used to darkness, well, it put them right to sleep. And with sleep now part of every day's new dark and light routine, you could rest all of your eyes and let each one of your brains dream. So you can imagine how delightful to them these new things would be. It's a resource we all should share, she said, and she gave it out for free. So they paraded her to the Walk of Fame where celebrities had pentacles. They poured some wet concrete so she could sign it with her tentacles. And though out on that planet, it's still the dark they mostly choose, it's still nice when you get tired to turn on some lights and take a snooze. This one goes out by request. I've left a trail of myself every place that I've been through. And going bald is the most manly thing I'm ever gonna do. I'll tell the earth, thanks for the hair, thanks for the skin, thanks for the bone. Though I now slowly give it back, I still appreciate the loan. just tell me that you like me in the same sentence as a mountainside. 'Cause it would be such a relief to be objectified. 'Cause who says it's so important to sort through these thoughts of ours? Maybe that's why we love to try to see ourselves from the outside. In photographs and videos and diaries and mirrors. 'Cause it would be such a relief to be objectified. And the closest that I ever got seemed to leave a lot to go. But the horizon seems to be a place that nobody can know. Looking forth and looking back, our vision can't extend beyond the quaint vanishing points our bodies recommend. And I'll help you move some furniture somewhere it's never been before. But the room's so small, the dresser drawer won't let us get back out the door. Just tell me that you like me in the same sentence as a building. It would be such a relief to see I'm just a natural thing. We're only boats, and the boats are only empty. And you can't blame an empty boat that's on a river to the sea. You can't blame a billion boats without a sail, without a sailor. And that's how we look in photographs and diaries and mirrors. And the plants turn into ants, and the ants turn into plants. Children are clumsy people, and old people are rotting children. And I still don't have a cell phone, but this seashell gets reception. And the ocean won't stop calling, and I want a restraining order. Just tell me that you like me in the same sentence as a building. It would be such a relief to see I'm just a natural thing. We are just natural things, just like anything. Time is gonna take so much away, but there's a way that time can offer you a trade. Time is gonna take so much away, but there's a way that you can offer time a trade. You gotta do something that you can get nicer at. You gotta do something that you can get wiser at. You'd better do something that you can get better at. 'Cause that's the only thing that time will leave you with. 'Cause time is gonna take so much away, but there's a way that time can offer you a trade. It might be cabaret, it could be poetry. It might be trying to make a new happy family. It could be violin repair or chemistry. But if it's something that takes lots of time, that's good. 'Cause time is gonna take so much away, but there's a way that you can offer time a trade. Because your looks are gonna leave you, and your city's gonna change too, and your shoes are gonna wear through. But there's a way that you can offer time a trade. You gotta do something that you can get smarter at. You gotta do something you might just be a starter at. You better do something that you can get better at. 'Cause time is gonna take so much away, but there's a way that you can offer time a trade. That's why they call a trade, like when they say that you should go and learn a trade. The thing that you do doesn't have to be to learn a trade. Just get something back from time for all it takes away. And it could be many things, it could be anything. It could be expertise in Middle Eastern traveling, something to slowly sew to balance life's unraveling. You have no choice, you have to pay time's price, but you can use the price to buy you something nice, something you can only buy with lots of time. So when you're old, you blow some whippersnapper's mind, and it might be researching a book that takes you 7 years, a book that helps to make the path we take to freedom clear. And when you're done, you see it started with a good idea. One good idea could cost you thousands of your days, but it's just time that you'd be spending anyway. You have no choice, you have to pay time's price, but you can use the price to buy you something nice. So I've decided recently to try to trade more decently. ramen is a highly valid question. There's so many kinds to choose from. There's a lot of competition. I know so many artists for whom it's the only meal they ate, but the finest brand and flavor is still subject to debate. Well, Maruchan brand ramen has cream chicken and lime shrimp, or then there's top ramen with teriyaki. See, the answer ain't so simple. It's just a block of dried noodles, 3 minutes in the pot, boiling water and the flavor packet, and it always hits the spot. Painters eat it at midnight, poets before poetry slamming. Comic book doodlers do it at lunch, bluegrass noodlers after jamming. The FDA might say it's no more nutrition than the package that it came in, but if they take it off the market, there will be artistic famine. And on the old Lower East Side of New York, now those days are dead and gone. I had never heard of ramen, though I did love Ichiban. It was Japanese instant noodle soup, basically the same thing. And from the SYP store back on Avenue A, it's of Ichiban I'll sing. My favorite flavor ramen was the blue Ichiban package. With the flavor description I couldn't read in some ancient Asian language. It came with a block of dried bean curd, the noodles broad and flat. It's the best ramen ever, yeah, you heard. And if it ain't, I'll eat my hat. And now there ain't many perks in this line of work, so I think I'll go to sleep and dream I run a restaurant where all the artists can eat cheap. With an art gallery in front and in back, a performance venue, a dozen home-cooked meals to choose from, and no ramen on the menu. But from the gates of Eden to the hills of Sweden, for your energy crisis, it's what my advice is. When I get my life in order, I'll cook it with spring water. It's what God ate in the days when he was creating, so I guess it's just our fate. Let there be ramen. Water leaking, water moving, water goes not of its choosing. Water falls and water dropping, water has no way of stopping. Water goes down, water went into me 90%. But water can't try, never will, it's my 10% that fights uphill. And when I'm dead and the water crawls out, all that 90% falls out. And all that's left are the bones that rattled, the feet that climbed, and the thoughts that battled. That's the part with the gifts and flaws. The water just obeyed nature's laws. Just obey and just give in, follow where the rest have been. But I had to fail and go be lonely just to learn I had my own way. The things I want might just be trouble, I might be left with only rubble. battles that and all that's left are the bones that rattled, the feet that climbed, and the thoughts that battled. That's the part with the gifts and flaws. The water just obeyed nature's laws. That's my brother Jack on bass. Here's one that he wrote.
Jeff helped me write it.
Nice guy I knew. He was grumpy one day. So his friends said they'd have enough. So they pushed him in some tar and they rolled him in some hay. The scumbag I knew too. I'll show you guys another film. This one will be a documentary. The story of the French Revolution. I'd like to dedicate this to the Occupy Wall Street movement. I know it's getting rather cold since it's getting towards the middle of December. I don't know if they're going to make it through the winter, but if they're still there in the spring, or if they reconvene in the spring, that's going to be amazing. So here's the story of the original Occupy movement. The King of France was absolute. The people all were destitute. The year was 1789. Churches paid no income tax, neither did aristocrats, and wars were costing money all the time. But Enlightenment ideas had entered people's ears, like liberty, equality, and brotherhood. People starving broke under feudalism's yoke, knew no church or king was gonna do them any good. There was such financial crisis, the king had to take advice to try an old thing called a States General government. The Estates General had 3 votes, nobles, church, and common folks. 2-1, the commons lose, it always went. The commons in frustration said, we represent the nation. The nobles and the church must lose their privileges. And the rich were scared for real when they stormed to the Bastille, and rebellions also broke out in the villages. At the palace in Versailles, the king and queen were heard to sigh when the National Assembly made a Bill of Rights. Then the Women's March embarrassed them and chased them into Paris, and the royals learned they'd lost their power overnight. Arguments got hot whether to keep a king or not. Different groups saw different ways to run the country best. But when the royal family tried to flee the country in disguise, they were busted and then put under a house arrest. All of Europe's kings were terrified to hear these things, so France was threatened on all sides by enemies. And when these other kings declared the King of France had to be spared, that made the King of France look worse to revolutionaries. They built a new machine, the quick and painless guillotine. They said it's fairer than the king's medieval torture rack. They put it to a vote, and then they dropped it on his throat, and every king across the world just had a heart attack. So they attacked from north and south, and they attacked from east and west, till revolutionary France was in a desperate state. And when the radical Marat was killed politically, now that was what it took for France's outlook to degenerate. The new leader, Robespierre, said enemies are everywhere, and for a year the guillotine was working endlessly. And though he freed the slaves, it's true, Robespierre's head came off too. Then France was run by the more moderate Directory. But the Directory was lame, and France's only good news came from their armies out in Europe, winning more and more. And the man who made them win was General Napoleon, but when he came back home, he made himself the emperor. So it was a painful climb to get from kings to modern times, but the French Revolution always showed the way, because the ideas that sparked it first have never been reversed. It was the biggest change that shaped our Western world today. Thanks a lot. We'll do a couple more for you. I know it's pretty late on a weekday night. Thanks to you guys for hanging out late. This is a great audience. We've been on tour for a couple of months now. We're just wrapping up in the southwest of the U.S. We've got about three more dates. But this is actually our last date with drummer Dave. He's got to run back to England.
That's his real name. It's amazing. His mom named him Drummer Dave. I don't know.
Well, this is our old friend Dave from the Bronx, but he currently lives in England, and he's got a flight back to England early in the morning tomorrow. So Jack and I are continuing, and we've got the last 3 shows: Irvine, Tucson, Phoenix. That's just going to be as a duo. Unless any drummers here, they want to go on tour over the weekend.
Actually playing.
You're hired.
We're playing in LA tomorrow night. Are we playing with Daniel Hart tomorrow and Martin Starr? I think we're playing the same.
Are they playing with you guys? Which one?
At
In
Pearspace?
Irvine or in LA?
Pearspace. We're playing the same bill tomorrow night in LA. So if you guys haven't had enough, tell your friends.
Pros from the.
If you pay them
From the
a
amateurs.
percentage of what you're getting paid, they might come to the show.
I'll pay you guys a percentage of what I'm getting paid. I took my darling out to the aquarium. Sea creatures stared at us and we stared back at them. My baby freaked when she peeked at that 8-legged blob with a beak. She was too scared to speak. I said, don't be upset, it's only an octopus. Don't bother it, and I'm sure it won't bother us. Please don't be upset, my darling, please don't get upset. My baby came riding to meet me one time on the crowded last car of the downtown bound 9. She was brave, but she caved when the train was delayed. It was just the last straw in her hard, busy day. I said, don't be upset, 'cause it's not a catastrophe. Nothing will happen, and soon you'll be back with me. Please don't be upset, my darling, please don't get upset. My gal's got a headache, her ankle is hurting too. The boots she bought gave her a rash, and her wisdom tooth is coming in, and it's damp out, and she's having cramps, and she's so mad at me 'cause I didn't shave. I said, don't be upset, I know you're feeling sensitive. I'll try to be kinder and be more attentive. Please don't be upset, my darling, please don't get upset. Darling, I said, I feel like I'm gonna be 40 soon. I've only got rejection letters and a sense of impending doom. I think it's too late for me, all the comic book companies hate me, and I try, but it's always the same. I guess my art is just lame, and it's strange, but still somehow I'm always not suiting their needs at this time. And she said, don't be upset, you know that you're wonderful. Just keep on trying, and eventually I'm sure that... Well, no, unfortunately she didn't say that. She really said something more like this. All you ever want to talk about is yourself and your comic books and your album and your tour, and every time I see your stupid friends, they just ask me where you are again, and it hurts, it makes me feel like dirt, and I'm just going to write where you are on my shirt. And I said, don't be upset, don't be in a bad mood, let's just go to a show and hang out and feel good. Come on, please don't be upset, my darling, please don't get upset. I'll do anything, baby, just don't be upset. So, we had a chance last August to do a tour of China and South Korea, and believe me, if you think you guys are into the lyrics tonight, those guys are eating up every word, man. There was hardly a word past my lips without raising an eyebrow of philosophical interest or humor or sorrow among the intently listening crowd. Except when, in a few cities in South Korea, I suddenly remembered I know some songs in Korean. These are songs that I wrote about 11 years ago. Before my first album came out, I was spending a little time in Austin, Texas. I didn't know anybody there. I met a guy from South Korea who also didn't know anybody in Texas. He didn't really know any English. I didn't really know any Korean. And for some weird reason, we started hanging out together and writing some songs together. And when I was in South Korea, I had the revelation that I had to try to remember these Korean songs that I had co-written 11 years ago, all the way across the ocean in Austin, Texas.
It's actually not quite clear that Dong-soo, the Korean guy, actually knew Korean very well.
Well,
because, I mean, you say the Koreans understood your English very well, but I don't think they understood.
I was being sarcastic.
I know
But
that.
the Korean songs that were written with Dong-soo, it's true my pronunciation had gotten a little rusty over the 11 years. We had to go through, tighten it up with a little bit. All right, so so let me know if I've like tightened up my pronunciation enough. So.
I can understand some.
All right, good. I'm gonna look into your eyes for the twinkle of philosophical recognition that I've come to love and expect from my audiences worldwide.
Jeff got it straight from the horse's mouth from Dungsu, and I'm just copying Jeff, so my Korean is really just phonetic, I don't know, gobbledygook.
Okay, so this is a song called What Is Your Dream? What is your dream?
I wanna rock.
나는 rock고 원해. 나는 rock고 원해. 나는 rock고 원해. 나는 rock고 원해.
What is your dream?
I wanna draw comic books. 나는 comic 책으로 그리게 원해. 나는 comic 책으로 그리게 원해. What will you do with your life?
I will move to a far country. What will you do with your life?
I'll find somebody to love me. You know, in Korea, they don't say, what will you do with your life? They say, what is your dream?
What is your dream?
What is your dream?
너의 꿈이 무엇인지 너의 꿈이 무엇인지 너의 꿈이 무엇인지 너의 꿈이 무엇인지. The Misfits are cult rock and roll, worshipped by a few but ignored on the whole. Meet the Feebles is a film cult classic. It's basically unknown, but some say it's fantastic. Most women that I meet seem totally unfazed, till sometimes there's somebody who seems totally amazed. I might not be in magazines as a heartthrob face, but in a few devoted hearts I found a strong fan base. I'm a cult boyfriend, not a mainstream show. I'm lonely or I'm worshipped by a lady in the know. When you're a cult boyfriend, life is always intense. They love me or they hate me, no one's on the fence. Cerebus is a cult comic book series. It's got fans, but it's never found in movies or in theories. WFMU is a cult radio station, always tuned to by a few devoted fans around the nation. For every time I couldn't get a second date or even first, why does one think I'm the best when all the rest think I'm the worst? For all of those times, no one at all wanted to know if I'm really all that awesome. Wouldn't more women think so? I guess cult boyfriend is the term for me. It's always been quality, not quantity. A cult boyfriend's like a record in a bargain bin. No one knows its worth till a collector comes in. Who are some cult literary names I can honor? Maybe J.G. Ballard or Flannery O'Connor. Haggis and fugu, that's like food for cult eaters. Jim Jones, Father Yoda, Charles Manson, they're cult leaders. Anyway, the point being, do we have to be magical? Can't we date a few months, then move on, normal and casual? Suicidally alone and then totally smothered. It's so much pressure when you go from one extreme to the other. I guess cult boyfriend is the term for me. It's always been quality, not quantity. A cult boyfriend's like a record in a bargain bin. No one knows its worth till a collector comes in. I'm a cult boyfriend, not a mainstream show. I'm lonely or I'm worshipped by a lady in the know. When you're a cult boyfriend, life is always intense. They love me or they hate me, no one's on the fence. And this song probably ain't gonna go very far beyond an open mic. It's guaranteed though 2 or 3 people are really gonna like it.
Tony?
children's and custodians, and kittens out in blues, back and forth around the fire, now connected by a wire. Though everyone you meet is you, divided by what they've been through. The face flies past beyond control, I think pebbles of our mountain soul. And I kept thinking to myself, feel like I missed myself, it was true. Everyone you meet is not better than you. And that phone call made my stomach cold. I heard in your voice a heart so cold. I stumbled back shaking with mud. It said stop calling, that's just love. But my heart's not the kind you break. Just that certain things are hard to take. But now that I've got it all on tape, I can really figure out its shape. And I kept repeating it to myself till I convinced myself it was true. Everyone you meet is not better than you. And now I take it day by day. And now I take it day by day. Yeah, I gotta take it day by day, but it's a lucky coincidence, cause I think it even comes that way. Thanks a lot, we're Jeffrey Lewis in the Junkyard. Have a good night.